strategies to sustain our tempo.
Sorry, your voice is breaking. Can you maybe speak a bit louder or?
Saying strategies to sustain our tempo.
Okay. Anyone else?
When I think about sustainability on campus, I think about energy saving light bulbs. In lecture rooms and offices, that could be a way to promote sustainability on the campus.
Okay. Some of you can also use message, like real-time message feature. I'm sure Avive and Tato are like having a lookout for you on the messages. Yes, anyone else? Come on, we have so many things to think about.
If I can go, when I think about renewable energy, one of the energy sources that I think about is water. How can you save water? What kind of systems can be implemented to save water, such as a possible irrigation system that links to maybe watering plants and to the restrooms or to any kind of other water facilities?
Okay, okay, thank you. Anyone else? Okay, so we can move on to the next technique. Just confirm if you can see my slide. I'm changing the slide.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. So the next technique is, sorry?
Yes, we can see it, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, okay, thank you. So the next technique is reverse brainstorming and why analysis. So reverse brainstorming. So we already spoke, discussed about brainstorming, right? And reverse brainstorming. So what can it be? So you're brainstorming, but essentially in an opposite way, like it's reverse, it says in the name, right? So usually when we think of a concept or a problem, we tend to think about like what causes it or what makes it worse, what can we do about it? But instead of doing that, in this technique, we do the opposite. We think of how can we make it worse? Like how can it, like suppose regarding to global warming, we have already reached like 1.5 degrees Celsius, right? Increase. So if we tend to think, how can we make this worse? How can we like have a global increase of 2 degrees Celsius? So if you think about that, then then we can come up with ideas that is affecting this problem and it's making it worse. So we know that what not to do. Are you with me on this?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. So in this technique, we try to uncover all of the things that could go wrong, and we then can try to focus on not doing those things. So we see one example in this slide. How could student waste more energy? Like they leave the lights on, they overuse the heaters, they overcharge the devices, right? And when we think about why they do this, we know why they do this, right? And now if we think how to make it worse, then we know that they are doing these things. And now we tend to think, now we want to think, how is it getting worse? Okay. And the next part is the why analysis. So we do these techniques, like they go hand in hand, right? We do it together. So why analysis? What is it? So it helps you dig into the root cause of the problem, like you keep asking why. So if I ask, why do the students leave the lights on even after they're not in the room or they have left? So one answer could be that they're stressed, right? Because they forget to turn it off. So why do they forget? Because there's no reminder. There's no one to remind them. There's no automatic sensors. Why? Because the system doesn't track usage efficiently. Again, I can ask why. One answer could be that these systems are expensive. Then again, I may ask, why are they expensive, these automatic sensor systems? It may be because they use like critical minerals, which are difficult to mine and which are difficult to like procure, right? So it goes on, like you go on back and forth, like why? So when you do this technique, right, you understand what makes this worse, and most importantly, why. So you understand what you can do about the problem, or like how you can approach the concept. So if I ask you now, so there's an issue that there is a lot of energy wastage on campus. So how can students reduce energy use on the campus? Like what would you like, how would you approach this? Anyone?
Can you please repeat your question, ma'am?
Yes. So I was saying that there's an issue that there's a lot of energy that's being wasted, especially on campus. So how can students reduce their energy use on campus?
Okay. Hello.
Mhm. Yes, yes. Hello.
Students can reduce energy use on campus by like switching off the lights during the day. And yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Anyone else?
Outside. Hello, tell get out home. Also students of ballet. Sorry, sure.
Anyone?
I think students should spend less time in the shower.
Okay. And so how did you come up with this? Like, did you use this technique to come up with this answer?
So I think I might have an idea.
Sorry, your voice is breaking.
Oh, sorry, I was saying I think I might have an idea.
Okay, yes, please.
I think that students must minimize their use of electronic devices, because this can reduce them keep on charging their electronic devices over and over. They must use the electronic devices in important situations.
Okay.
Ma'am, sorry, this question, is it specifically based on how can students reduce the use of energy on campus, or can it be where they stay as well?
It is pertinent to while they're on campus, but it also can be at their residences. Yes.
Oh, okay. Because if we're referring to where they stay in their residences, I'd
Mhm.
say they should invest in energy saving appliances. That way, instead of the appliance using, for example, 30 watts, it could use maybe 20. Then it's 10 watts less. So that's a way to save energy as well.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So we have some idea about reverse brainstorming and why analysis. So I'll just move on to the next technique. So the next technique is called free writing or brain dumping. Can all of you see the slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you for confirming. So in this technique, when you're working on a concept, you write everything that comes to your mind. It is similar to word association, but now you don't really think of the connections, but everything, like it is kind of dumping everything that comes to your mind's ideas, connections, words, whatever it is, you just dump it on the paper. And you necessarily don't worry about the spelling or grammar or anything really. You just let your thoughts flow for like a couple of minutes to maybe hours if you can, like if it's a very difficult problem that you're working on. So I have an exercise for you. So you take 3 minutes and you write down anything that comes to your mind about the same question, like how can students help reduce climate change impacts at the university. Okay, you can use the message function, or you can we have 3 minutes and then you can come up and unmute yourself and you can just say what you write. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, okay.